Okay, here's my breakdown of keyboard parts for Nightmare songs. We'll start with the Halloween intro. This one's pretty straightforward. I just have the piano patch on top. And then on the left hand, I just have the low hits. I add some spooky sounds to it. And that's basically it for the Halloween intro. Next one is Send Me an Angel. I play the main riff right here. Then I also have the little square sound. Just to double up Eric, the bassist, I also have these low pianos. So that... Just to give a little bit of extra bass, not necessary. That's for the verses. For the chorus, I have these pad sounds, and then the ah sounds. So, and then the last part is during the bridge, I add some extra bells just to pad it out a little bit, and then I double it up. And that's Send Me an Angel. Next one, Hungry Like the Wolf. I just have an arpeggiator set right here. And then I have these pads. These are more straightforward ones. I also have so it's through the bridge. I have some low sound effects like so. These are just going to be based on what you have on your keyboard. And that's basically it for Hungry Like the Wolf. White lines. So with this song, we transpose like four half steps down to match Let's Dance because we segue into that. So this one we cheat a little bit because we have a hard time with the ah. So so I kind of help out our background vocals with that. So I'll start. So this one we played the version that was done by Duran Duran. So if you look up Duran Duran's version of White Lines, you'll see how we arrange it. But basically, there's not much that I do. For the verses, I just do with like a filter just to kind of get a little bit of more sound. During the choruses, I do the and then sometimes I also do just depends on how much bass there is. I can pad out the bass a little bit. And then during the second verse, there's so like the money sounds, I guess. And that's it for White Lines. That segues straight into Let's Dance. So I have the same vocal parts for that. And then this one I just have brass, like a woodwind sound. So like. That is. And then I do the during the choruses. So that's basically it for Let's Dance. Promises, Promises. This one's pretty tricky, pretty complex because there are a lot of parts that I cover. So during the intro. So that's it for the intro. During the verses. And then the pre-chorus. That goes into the chorus. And then there's another part that comes in. lot of parts spread out over the keyboard, but that's how I break it down. Next one is Never Gonna Give You Up. So we do the Rickroll. We basically pretend that we're gonna play Nirvana, and then we go into Never Gonna Give You Up. So I just play like basically pads. So that's what I have for the left hand. More of a like a saw synth for the right hand, and then I play the little brass riffs too. So. And that's basically it for Never Gonna Give You Up. That segues into Blue Monday. So this one, I play the, we kind of do like a mashup of the New Order version and then the Orgy version. So the main riff. We do, if I remember correctly, we do play this one up a half step. So it's the key that Orgy is in, not the key that New Order is in. And then I play what do I do for left hand? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, right here. So that's the main riff that runs through the whole song. I also do this feels like it should be played with the right hand, but just because of the way my parts are broken up, I play with the left hand. Because I also play so it's just a lot of like very grungy synth sounds that I play because we play kind of like the grungy version of it. Okay, Need You Tonight. This one, I cover the little rhythm guitar, so I do the, and that's just a clap sound with a wah effect on it. So it's just we play kind of like a funky like 70s porn soundtrack version of the song, which I think is kind of cool. So and then there's like a just. And that's basically it. The only other thing is to help out Eric. I'll do that as well. So just to kind of get like that fat bass sound. But at the very least, I guess this is the most important part is. And that's basically it for Need You Tonight. Don't you forget about me. A lot of parts in this one as well. During the intro. Kind of a filter sweep sound, and then it just goes to like a low pad. And then during the chorus, I play chords with these same pads, and then the bells up the high. During the breakdown or the bridge. piano solo just to give it a little bit more energy than the original. And so that's just right here. And that's basically it. So there's like a B section that has like more of this like a choral sound to it. And so that's let's see. That's basically it. A lot of parts, kind of spread out. Okay, I'm gonna skip those. You Spin Me. This is another tricky one. How do I explain this? Where do I start? So I have these bell sounds. Okay, the left hand I do this clap that's not in the original, but I just find that it gives it a little bit more rhythm. But I go. So, and then I play. So I have these like. So it goes together. So this is definitely one of the busier songs that I play. And then I have the little. That comes in every now and then. So it's mostly just. Oh, and I also cheat. I add an echo, right? So that it actually every time I hit the key. It doubles it up so that I don't have to play like I don't have to play actual 8th notes. I can just or play 16th notes rather. I find it easier. It's my little cheat. Okay, here I go again. We play this down 2 half steps, and I just transpose it because I learned it in the original key, and I have a hard time. I've been having a hard time playing it down 2 half steps, so I just play. So that's the intro. I don't really do much during the rest of the song. I play and I made up my mind. So that'd be like the second verse would be. So I don't really play anything during those parts. Like a drifter, I was born to walk alone. That's basically it. So I just kind of add some extra pads to it. Next one, Knight Rider. Here's another tricky one. That's pretty complicated. So I have this like wind sound, and then I do my other cheat again where I add an echo. So right, I hit it one time and it triggers twice. Eric plays this part. We kind of double up just to give it a little bit more, just fill it up a little bit more. But make sure you coordinate with him that make sure you're playing the exact same part as he does. So because that can get messed up. So on my left hand, I'm going with the. I have these just like different sound effects. But the first set it's. Those two chords, and then okay, and then add another part too. I have this is an arpeggiator now. It's just the F sharp, G, F sharp, E, F sharp, just go back and forth. So again, just to kind of fill out the sound, because that is a part that's in the original song. And that's basically it for Knight Rider. Danger Zone. This one, I double up Eric's bass as well, so that you get that really punchy, like slap bass sound, that synth bass sound. I transpose it. I'm not playing in the original key. I transpose it so I can fit it into the keyboard. But it's. So I would just play like some minimal organ sound. It's you can't really hear it in the original recording, but it is there. It's subtle. So it's a pretty subtle song. And then there's that arpeggiator, that very iconic arpeggiator. So I say that's probably the most important part of this song. This takes a little bit of programming to do. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead. We go into the Terminator theme. We're probably not going to play that, but it's pretty easy. I just have the what key do we play it in? Yeah. Like that. And that's basically it. Oh, and then I just have. Okay, that's the Terminator theme. It's one of our kind of like our B-sides, I guess. A Little Respect. So this one is kind of complicated because we invert the parts. There's that rhythmic synth piano sound that goes da 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 da. The guitar covers that, and then instead I cover this arpeggiating guitar part. So this is what it sounds like. So I actually don't start until the pre-chorus, and where it goes on the left hand I have a pad sound, and then I. Oops. So I just have like a piano sound. So this is the chorus. Basically it, just piano with the right hand, pads with the left. And then what happens is we segue from this into the promise. So it sounds like, and then I'll very covertly switch to the promise while we're ending A Little Respect, and then basically it. It's just, that's the last riff from A Little Respect, and then I just kind of transition from that into the piano riff from The Promise. So it's. Okay, so it's just like these like pad sounds on the left hand. Like a piano on the right hand. What I found is that piano solo really has a hard time cutting through the guitar because it's such a low part. So I actually transpose it up an octave. So instead of playing, so in the bridge, I play. It'll cut through a little bit better than if you play it down here, because we just find that like you can't hear that at all because we have the guitar, the rhythm guitar going through still. Okay, and that's the promise. Rebel Yell. That's really the most important part for this song. I also do at the very intro. So that's basically it, and I just have these just so to give myself something to play during the verses, during the verses and the choruses. And that's basically it for Rebel Yell. Okay, just can't get enough. Another song that has a lot of different parts. The main riff I play up here. On the left hand, I don't play the because we have the guitar and the bass playing that part, so I leave that to them, even though that's a pretty important part. Instead, I play this rhythmic sound that you do hear coming in during the verses. So you can do that if you want. That's during the choruses, or sorry, during the verses, and then that pad sound. And then the like the little B section. Whoops. So I actually programmed all these as chords, which took a lot of mapping to do, but I just didn't have enough keyboard space to play the full chords on those for those hits. So I just kind of crammed as many parts into one keyboard as I can. So that's like four notes right there. So it's a lot of parts, but cover the most important ones that you can. So that segues into Head Like a Hole. I do the, and then I just play a lot of kind of like spooky pad sounds. So depending on how busy you want to get it, I also have this pre-programmed rhythmic sound that I'll play during the choruses just to really fill out the sound, but you don't really have to do that. And then also do that's during the like the bow down before the one. Bow down before the one you serve. You're gonna get what you deserve. And then I'll also have those like metallic sounds that come in after the first chorus. So let's see. So I think those are cool. I really always like those sounds because they sound like Cylons. So it took me some time to program those, but those aren't really necessary. It's literally like 4 times that you hear that note. This segues into Ghostbusters. I play the during the I play that. But if you want, I actually do a solo on the second and third of those. So I play. That's something you can do if you'd like to add a solo right there, just to kind of jazz it up a little bit, make it a little bit more exciting. No need to do that if you don't want to. Okay, next one is Working for the Weekend. Play this down a half step. My left hand. So I go. Like the intro riff. During the verses, I play the. And then during the choruses, there it goes. So that's choruses, and then during the second verse, there's like this spooky pad sound. So So if you listen to, that's just during the second verse that comes in, so I kind of just wedge it right into that part of the keyboard. Okay, and that should be it for working for the weekend. Jump, very straightforward. During the, I guess the B sections, whatever you want to call it. Might as well jump. Okay, and then during the guitar solo. I just play that a few times, and then it goes into my solo. And that's basically it. Okay. All right, next one, I ran. This one I also take the arpeggiating guitar part. So that way Trevor, the guitarist, can take all like the funky guitar parts that come in and out. So I just play these little pads without adding some filters on it. I add a few thirds to it just to give it that major chord, so I just have to play octaves and I get the full major chord. Okay. Just like Heaven. So I have vowels up here and then pads down here. I double them up. Main riff, there's that little piano solo that comes in. Oh, and then I do this thing where during that piano solo, I kind of sneak in the Halloween theme a couple times. People dig it, the people who recognize it, so I play like... So that's basically it. That was a horrible solo. It's actually kind of hard to play with just solo. Okay, and that's just like Heaven. Yeah. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Take on Me. I play pads on the left hand. Wait. So I just play the main. And then, so, okay, and then during the verses, I play the same on my left hand, and then I add this like ah sound. Well, I don't add it; it's in the original. More of an, I kind of like make it more of arpeggios rather than, I think it's just the original. It's like, so that's my style. I think it's just adds more to it, but do however you want. So. That's the chorus now. of my bandmates from another band, he called it the Bumblebee riff. It's because it's like Flight of the Bumblebee, right? But Trevor takes that one actually, so we don't. I don't cover it, but I'm equipped to just in case. But it's this is the bridge. So Trevor takes that. And then the solo. So that's a fun song to play. I like it. It's one of my favorites. But there's quite a bit to cover on that. Okay, Rio, another arpeggiator because that's what Duran Duran is all about. Okay, and then that one I have it set to sustain, and then. The choruses. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward for that. During the bridge, I actually cover the saxophone solo with an organ patch. So that goes. So you can see I take the saxophone solo, take the most recognizable parts from it, and add my little flourishes to it. So that's Rio. I like playing that song because I get to show off a little bit. Mr. Crowley. So this one I do the Bach toccata as an intro into it. So it goes like this. Section toccata, and then I segue that into the opening keyboard part, but I just make it a little bit more exciting. Instead of just like these pads, I add like little arpeggiators. So this is how I play it. Basically it. After that, I turn off the pipe organ sound and then just add some pads, and then Mr. At the very end, I add a choir sound. And that's basically it. You get a chance to show off at the beginning, and then the rest of the song is just very mellow. And I know I played that really fast, so hopefully you figured it out. Okay, Axel F. Play this one in F sharp so we can segue into Cars, but. Oops. Cars. For Cars, I just play, Cars is a really boring part for me. Oops. So I have that song, that part, that synth, wah 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 wah. But then we figured out it was really funny when Eric does it because he actually imitates it very well. So I don't do that anymore. Eric does it, and then we kind of look around and we're like, oh, who's making that sound? And it turns out it's Eric. But then otherwise, it's just. During like the, I guess you would call it the B section. I'm not sure what you call it. So I don't play that part because Trevor has got it already, and I don't want to just like play exactly what he's playing. So I kind of add just a little flourishes here and there to make it a little bit different. So just do what you want with that. Everybody wants to rule the world. So that's like the main part that goes throughout. So during the verses, it's. And then the choruses. That's at the very beginning, and then I mostly just play the left hand. I have there's substantial parts of the song where I'm just on my left hand because I do a lot of backup vocals on this, so it's easier for me. But during there's so I go. This is the intro, and then. That's basically it. Okay. Next one. Let's do "I Melt with You." This is pretty simple. It's. Okay, so it's just the same part that I play over 2 octaves, and then it's kind of like a echoey harp song, harp patch. So. And then that's basically it. Okay, Dead Man's Party. Yeah, I'll go over that one. Mostly just the like the brass section. So. We'll put this down a whole step as well. So it's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Everybody's coming. Okay, and then there's like a little like an organ, like a synth solo. Walking down the street, I was hit by something last night in my sleep. It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Yeah, so that's basically it. Okay, and I guess yeah, that's it. That should be good. That's not every one of our songs, but it's most of it. And yeah, let me just make sure I didn't miss any other ones. Okay, we also do a Chariots of Fire Top Gun mashup. And I'll go ahead and show you that. It's if I can remember. Okay, so it starts with Chariots of Fire, and then the bells. you're going to play the chord progression for the Top Gun anthem on your left hand while you're playing the Chariots of Fire theme on your right hand. So you're going. That's which is Top Gun. That's Top Gun. And then, so you kind of do the two, and then it goes into the, I guess, the B section for Top Gun. So it goes, let me make sure I remember this. Yeah. Guitar solo. Do that 5 times, which is like a weird number. I need to practice this one. But that's basically it. You're probably not going to play this one because it's one of our B-sides, and it took us a lot of practice. So okay, that's basically it.